So now everyone is actually safe from the stones, and they close off gate 13. But Valkyrie is still in shock. Well, everyone is still in shock of seeing Valkyrie returns, and she's still alive. And Homura got her memories back, and her skills have returned to her as well. In which she's now broke down in tears, actually hugging her teacher for the last time, which of course she's wanted to see her for a long time in the last world that she was in, knowing how she is also wanting to see her as well as Lady Kunai, who actually is still alive in the new world, where we knew how she has no right to call her mother, but knowing how she actually has shown the others that Valkyrie is still alive, in which they were still in shock to see her alive as well. But she actually has a different reaction when she saw Shiki for the first time. So this is actually a interesting chapter of Valkyrie meeting Shiki, and they actually met each other for the first time since the Sun Jewel arc in the last world. But knowing how Homura's memories has returned, knowing how she said that she saw her teachers be disheaded, but androids don't actually die by their heads being cut off, which is hurts like hell for them. But knowing how we see Kree, aka Sachi, actually woke up in his room, in his house, and repaired her, knowing how they actually realized of how she got a fortune by Charlemagne that Homura will appear, knowing how she will wait for her, and we'll see what's going to happen. Which we knew how Shiki actually met him, but knowing how they actually knew how she came to Sun Jewel, where her mother were, knowing how they get along, despite of how she abandons her. Meanwhile, back at the headquarters, we see how Kunai reflected of what happened, knowing how Homura meets with her, knowing she actually tells her that the Homura in this world is actually knew where to find her, but she actually has nothing to say to her, so she asks her to leave, knowing how she's not a child anymore and no longer need her protection, which of course, knowing Valkyrie taught her everything that she needs to know, knowing how entrusting the safety of her daughter to her, which losing her husband and live a poor life, knowing how she's planned to return to audio with her earnings as soon as possible, but it didn't happen. But she actually worked there, knowing how she was attacked and held the people hostage, knowing how the satellite, similar of what Dragon Gel used, which she became a wife for someone that she didn't love, knowing how she ordered her henchmen to slaughter everyone, and knowing how she saw the carnage of what's happened. So we see how she came to her and look after her daughter, knowing how she'll save her as well, which she created the Punishers and protecting the people. And that's when we knew how she said that she couldn't be any prouder of her mother, which we see how they found the men responsible, where we see them destroy the satellite with the cannon and showing her the doll that she gave her years ago, in which knowing how she hugs her daughter in relief of what actually has happened, knowing that they are actually have a reunion together. So we've seen how Valkyrie revealed the story of Kunai left and how she abandons Homura to a man that she was forced to marry. But they defeated him and they had a reunion after she showed her the stuffed animal that she gave her before she left. So we knew that even though that she's an unfit mother, she's still a mother to Homura, in which she still can protect her. So we're going to see what's going to happen on the next chapter next weekend. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the manga chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Anime Guy 300 here saying signing out. Laters, and be safe.